Growing up, my friends and I always heard the stories about the mysterious forest that bordered our small town. The older kids would scare us with tales of a creature that lurked among the trees, waiting to lure unsuspecting children into its clutches. At first, I brushed off the stories as mere superstition, but as the years passed, I started to notice strange occurrences around the forest. It all started one summer evening when my friends and I decided to venture into the forest to explore. We had heard rumors of a hidden cave deep within the trees, and being the adventurous group that we were, we couldn't resist the urge to find it. As we made our way through the dense foliage, a strange feeling of unease settled over me. It felt as if we were being watched, and every rustle of leaves set my heart racing. As we delved deeper into the forest, a thick fog began to roll in, shrouding the trees in an airy haze. The air grew colder, and the sounds of our footsteps seemed to echo unnaturally through the silence. Suddenly, we stumbled upon a clearing in the trees, and standing in the center was a figure cloaked in darkness. My friends and I froze in place, our hearts pounding in our chests as we stared at the shadowy figure before us. It seemed to be beckoning us closer, its outstretched hand glinting in the dim light. A voice whispered in my mind, drawing me toward the figure with an almost hypnotic pull. But a sudden rush of fear snapped me out of my trance, and I grabbed my friends, urging them to run. We sprinted through the forest, the sound of our footsteps blending with the rustling of leaves behind us. I knew without a doubt that the figure was trying to lure us into its clutches, and I was determined not to fall prey to its trap. As we reached the edge of the forest, we dared to look back, but there was no sign of the shadowy figure or the clearing we had stumbled upon. It was as if it had all been a figment of our imagination, a trick of the mind brought on by the eerie atmosphere of the forest. But deep down, I knew that there was something truly sinister lurking among the trees. From that day on, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched whenever I passed by the forest. It was as if a pair of unseen eyes followed my every move, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. I found myself avoiding the forest at all costs, choosing instead to take the long way around whenever I needed to pass by. But one night, as I was walking home alone, a voice whispered in the wind, calling out to me in a haunting melody. I felt a chill run down my spine as I looked towards the forest, knowing that whatever lurked within its depths was trying to lure me in. My instinct screamed at me to run, to flee from the danger that awaited me, but a reckless curiosity tugged at my heart. Against my better judgment, I found myself stepping closer to the forest, the voice growing louder with each passing moment. And as I entered the shadows of the trees, a sense of dread settled over me. The air grew thick with malevolence, and the darkness seemed to seep into my very soul. Suddenly, I stumbled upon a clearing, and in the center stood the shadowy figure I had encountered all those years ago. Its eyes glittered with an otherworldly light, and its form seemed to shift and waver in the dim moonlight. I knew then that this was the creature that had been haunting my dreams, the one that tried to lure young children into the forest with promises of wonder and delight. But I refused to be its victim. With a newfound resolve, I turned on my heel and ran, the echo of the creature's laughter ringing in my ears. I bolted through the trees, my heart pounding in my chest as I fought to escape its clutches. And as I burst out of the forest, gasping for breath, I knew that I had narrowly escaped a fate worse than death. From that day on, I never ventured near the forest again. The tales of the creature that lurked within its depths haunted my nightmares, a constant reminder of the evil that dwelled just beyond our town's borders. And although the memories of that night still send shivers down my spine, I am grateful for the experience, for it taught me a valuable lesson. Sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones that lie within ourselves.